Good morning, YouTubers, friends, followers, but mainly the subscribers, the Trevorites. Thank you for your support on this channel. Right, as I stated, here is my third confession. Now, the confessions that I'm telling you are all things which happened to me while in the armed forces. So here's my third confession. I can't remember what year it was. It was after the Gulf War. I'm going to go and say it was 2005, before we had been to Afghanistan. Anyway, I was working in Brunei in the jungle. We were in the jungle. We got dropped off by helicopter into an area, and off we went into the jungle. We were carrying heavy kit, and we were doing jungle tactics, and it was a great exercise. It was a great place. We went into the jungle. We found an area which we were going to use, and I remember picking my trees. It sounds weird saying this, but I picked the trees that I thought were great. I thought, yeah, it's a good tree, it's a good tree. And I went to work, and what I did was I cleared the ground of all shrubbery around the bottom of the trees. So basically I used my foot and I cleared all this ground around both trees. Here's what I did. Once I had done that, I put talcum powder down. I put talcum powder on the floor around the first tree, around the second tree, and that. And the reason why you do that is when you're in the jungle and you put the talcum powder down, any insects which want to come into where your area is, don't want to get that on whatever it may be, paws, tentacles, whatever. They don't want that, and it keeps insects away. Now here's else what I did. I then got about shoulder height in both trees. I put my hammock up, tied it around the tree, went to the other tree, tied it round, put my sticks in, my poles in the hammock to keep the hammock straight. I then put my mosquito net above it, tied it to the tree, had it hanging down over my area where I was going to be. Now at this stage you have to realise that you're better off having nothing on the ground in the jungle. So I had a bungee, and I got an elastic bungee, and where my head was going to be on my poncho, I decided to get my bergen. I lifted my bergen up, tied the bungee around the tree. I put a carabiner around the bungee onto my bergen. So at night time, if I wanted something from my bergen, I turned around in my hammock. I lifted my lid up of my bergen, and I could just reach in and get whatever I needed. It worked for me, and it kept all the insects away. Anyway, we'd been out, and obviously you keep all your kit packed away during the day. During the day in the jungle, you wear your clothes, they get sweaty. They get sweaty, so what you do is at night time, whenever you're changing, you take off your wet clothes and you leave them to dry, and you put on your dry clothes to sleep in. In the morning, get back into your wet clothes because you're going to get wet with sweat anyway, and that's how you sort of move around the jungle. So here's what happened. We had spent 12, 14, maybe 16 days in the jungle at that time. In fact, it was 21 days in the jungle, because you've got to do 21 days to get a jungle qualification. So we'd done about 21, 22 days in the jungle. And one night they said, right, non-tact night, non means non-tactical, you can have lights on. You can put a torch on tonight, the exercise is over. So I was messing around, sitting there as a commander, and I had Jackie. Remember I told you about Jackie, the guy who was driving my snatch that jumped? Yep, this is Jackie again in my team. I like working with Jackie. And Jackie's standing there, and we had all these xylems out, luminous glow sticks, as you call them, like rave sticks. I had different colours out, and I snapped them, give them out to the guys, lit up their area. You're allowed to have them on. Jackie comes down, he sits beside me, and he goes, that's an 8-hour xylem. I says, it's an 8-hour light, yeah, it goes off in 8 hours. Do you think it really lasts 8 hours? I says, I've never really checked. Give us it. So what we did was, don't know why, there we go. So we broke it all up, so it's all really bright. And I cut the top of it off, right, with my Gerber. And Jackie says, let me see if I can do this. So I poured it, his idea, I just went with it. So we poured the psyllium liquid all over his hands, and his hands were lit up like torches. And he was like, this is unbelievable. I says, used him as a torch. I says, head out into the jungle. Head out into the jungle and see how long they stay lit. He's like, Really? I said, yeah, go. Off you go. So Jackie heads out in the jungle using his hands as torches. Don't know why he did it, but I was happy to go with it. Yeah, let's try it. Off he goes. And then I can see his arms in the air. He's going, look at this, look. Now, the 8-hour serum doesn't last that long when it's on your skin. In fact, it lasts for about a minute and a half. So now Jackie's headed out into the jungle. And I got the guys around and I said, hide your torches, hide them. So there's no light where we were. And all I could hear was Jackie crying, where are you? Where are you? And I wouldn't let him know where we were. And I left him out there for ages. So, the end of the story is, Xylems are not meant to leave the tube that they're designed for. You can't use them as a torch on skin. And only if you're a little bit mental will you think that it'll work when you go out to the jungle. So I lost them. I left him there for ages. And he only found his way back to me when I couldn't conceal my laughter any longer. And I used my laughter as a direction. Anyway, listen, tune in tomorrow and I'll have another confession. Thank you all very much for listening. Take care. Stay safe.